Hello, and welcome in to another episode of Farm to Fame. I am Kelsey Wingert. That is Peter Moylan, fresh off a golf tournament. And that with the green in the background is Maddie Mass.
He's going to turn himself into the Hulk somehow with that green screen by the time we... Nope. Okay. I was misinformed. I apologize to everybody.
Got it. Hey, happy Trade Day. Wow.
Well done. Yeah.
Yeah. Opa. Happy Trade Deadline.
Does that make a difference, Maddie? Me.
Oh, that sounds good.
Off the rails already. We're 30 seconds in. Happy Trade Deadline, folks. We're taping this on Monday night. So I'm glad we're taping on Monday night compared to Monday morning because some big trades just dropped. We're obviously still waiting on Soto. We'll all be checking our phones.
Hold on.
Yeah, did you just get a passing notification?
Nah, yes.
Yeah, it's part of the three team
Okay.
deal.
All right. We should probably break down what happened, but I am still kind of in shock because I was on the golf course today and I did get a lot of vibrations, but it was a golf course that I didn't feel comfortable checking my phone on. So,
That's
I'm still trying to catch up. So can you run me through the hater one?
Okay. So
Please.
The Padres got Josh Hader from the Brewers.
Yes.
Milwaukee received left-handed pitcher Taylor Rogers along with right-handed pitcher Denilson Lamet, and prospects left-handed pitcher Robert Gasser and outfielder Esteury Ruiz.
Why did Milwaukee trade Josh Hader? Because they have Devin Williams?
Yes, and Josh Hader hasn't had a Josh Hader year.
He wants to be closer to home. Is he from San Diego?
He is from Maryland, according to his MLB.com page. But he looks like he's from San Diego. Like the picture that came out of him in the Padres jersey, it just works.
Yeah, I see what you're saying with that picture, by the way. If you haven't seen it, obviously the Padres have released a photo of Josh in a Padres jersey, and it does look particularly clean.
Yeah, just works.
Yeah.
But
particularly clean.
Josh Hader's been, obviously, as we know, one of the best relievers in baseball. He's really good to have in the postseason because he can go multiple innings. Yes, sir.
He's been the most dominant reliever for the past 2 seasons.
Guess what his ERA is in his last 7?
17.3.
1688.
Dang it. I was so close, but I went over, so it doesn't qualify.
Last 15, his ERA is 945, which is crazy because his season ERA is 424. So that makes me think he got off to a good start. But yeah, it definitely has not been a Josh Hader year. I mean, we just saw him and he gave up 2 hits and a run in an inning versus the Rockies. But
what did you notice? Was it, did that go way louder for everybody? Sorry. Did you notice that he was missing location, or was it just not as sharp?
It's so weird seeing him struggle at all, because for how many years now? I mean, he has been the guy there. But he's really struggling, and he hasn't been efficient either. This month in July at 12.54 ERA. How many runs is he? He's given up a run, and wow. He gave up 6 runs in one outing, which was only a third of an inning. He gave up 3 runs in an outing where he didn't record an out. It's been a really rough month for him. And the Brewers put out a statement from I believe their owner. I'm trying to find it, just saying, obviously this was a difficult decision to make with Josh, but they feel like they got a pretty good return where they didn't diminish their chances of winning this season, but they're also building their farm system back up to put them in a good position.
Okay. I have a theory.
Forward. Yeah.
Rogers is having kind of the off year too, right? So is it a potential double change of scenery trade / Milwaukee gets a couple of more prospects because of Hader's pedigree, I guess?
I think that's exactly what it is. I think exactly change of scenery. Taylor Rogers this season, 4.35 ERA in 42 games.
Even that's unusual for him.
Yeah, it says with Hader on his way to this is Mark Feinsand. With Hader on his way to San Diego, the Brewers can either use Taylor Rogers or Devin Williams in the closer's role. Williams has a 1.59 ERA and 66 strikeouts and 39 2/3 inning pitch this season, while Rogers is second in the majors with 28 saves. Really?
Yeah, they've got the two saves leaders. Changing teams mid-season.
Brewers are that pitching staff is pretty nasty.
Still got a hit.
So that was the first move that dropped today. Are you surprised, Peter? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Hi, Maddie.
The more that I dive into it with us, the more that I understand it. And I feel like, yeah, I understand it. I never in a million years would have seen it coming. Just because I felt like those two guys would just somehow figure it out and then it'd just stay with their teams. Never would I think that it would come to a double change of scenery trade with a couple of add-ons for Milwaukee, but that's a great job by them. I don't think Padres are done, that's for sure.
Well, that's what's interesting is for this trade, the Padres didn't give up any of their top 5 or 6 prospects, which still puts them in a really good position for Juan Soto. But as I told you guys before we started recording, this Twitter account that I follow that I have no idea if it's credible or not.
It's a daily it's a week. I'm going to send the guy a message right now.
I think he deactivated his account for a while and just got back on to say that the Cardinals were finalizing a deal for Juan Soto. So that's the test for how we're going to see if this account is legit.
Well, that's clearly not legit. Future Matty Mass here. Peter and Kelsey are about to dive into their own Juan Soto predictions. Remember, we recorded on Monday. Soto was traded on Tuesday. So we're going to take our bets at where Soto will land the following day. Another place you can make your bets, obviously, DraftKings Sportsbook. Turn big league action into big winnings with DraftKings Sportsbook. It's an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 on any game and get $100 in free bets instantly. Plus, all customers can combine multiple bets for a shot at an even bigger payout with DraftKings same-game parlays. An interesting parlay that you could put together. Get something on Juan Soto's Padres debut. Soto to get 2 hits, Machado to get 2 hits, something like that. Combine it all together for an even bigger payout. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. And best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code BOXING. It's a new promo code BOXING boxing. New customers can make any $5 bet and get $100 in free bets instantly. That's promo code BOXING only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. MLB trademarks used with permission.
So when you hear who's left for Soto, it's the Padres, it's the Cardinals, and it's the Dodgers. Is that correct, everybody? 3 teams left. Where do you see the most? Do you think I have
Cardinals. I don't see him going anywhere but the Cardinals.
Do you think that the Dodgers are trying to drive up the price for Soto for the Padres, where if the Padres get him, that they're giving up a lot? Or do y'all think that the Dodgers really could get Soto? I mean, I know they could with their prospects. I know they have a really good farm system. We talked about that last week, but it's going to be interesting. And as we're going to know by the time this episode airs.
I know. I just want more to I just want to see breaking and then the Braves with a headline. That's all I want to see. I really
Do you think the Braves are going to get Jock Peterson back?
I don't know what the Braves are going to do. I have no idea. I wish that I had the inside track on what is happening, but I don't know what.
They need to bring Jock Peterson back. That's magic.
Okay, fine. But I don't know if we can bank on that happening twice.
Is he worth that much right now? Like, would they have to give up a ton to get him right now?
I am so bad at reading value of. I feel like we overvalue prospects too much.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, because we sit around and wait for all these guys to pan out, and how many of them actually pan out to be what you expected them to be? Like,
Michael
in
Harris.
all honesty, Michael Harris really wasn't really on anyone's radar until 2 years ago.
He was on your radar because you had me take him in our prospect draft.
Right. But it's different.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, we hold on to prospects like they are, and they're valuable. But until you prove yourself at the big league level, how much value do you really have?
Well, and you use your prospects to win at the big league level, whether it's them performing for you at the big league level or you using them to get big league talent. But yeah, the interesting thing about the Padres, Jeff Passan tweeted out, the Padres didn't give up any of their main prospects they've been talking about in the other deals. CJ Abrams, Robert Hassel III, James Wood, and Jackson Merrill all remain, as does Mackenzie Gore. Could the Padres really pull off a Juan Soto, Josh Hader double? So you still see him going to the Cardinals more so than the Padres?
Unless they're throwing CJ Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, those names in there. Have they been mentioned in the same trade before? Is that what the package is supposed to have in there?
Oh yeah, I'd imagine so. For 2.5 years of Soto. John Morosi tweeted out, the St. Louis Cards are one of MLB's most active teams with little more than 24 hours until the deadline. They're well positioned to land an impact starter and remain in the mix for Juan Soto. Where's the next trade? Jim Callis. I have his notifications and he just tweets out how much all the guys are signing for.
I cannot believe the Orioles are 3 games behind in the wild card race, by the way.
Speaking of the Orioles, Trey Mancini to the Astros. 3-team trade.
So the Astros became more right-handed.
Do you like that move?
I love Mancini going anywhere to win.
Do you think that it's hard for him to leave right now? Like with the Orioles actually, do you think he wanted to leave?
I think it's a perfect opportunity for him to go somewhere. I don't know that this is sustainable for what the Orioles are. I mean, if the Orioles get to the playoffs, are they really going to do anything? The Twins win 100 games every year, and they can't get past the first round. How do you think the Orioles are going to do if they sneak in? Maybe they found something. Who knows?
268, 10 home runs, 41 RBI, 751 OPS. He's down on home runs this year, man.
Matty, are home runs down in general across Major League Baseball?
I mean, the all-time home run record's going to be broken. So
By who? Aaron Judge?
Yeah.
That's not even a question. You're just 100%. That's definitely happening.
He's hitting like 2 home runs a day, Aaron Judge.
Yeah, that's
Insane.
called a streak. That happens.
He's been streaking all year.
Okay, but look at the pace Barry Bonds set, and he's close, but he's still not even close. Really.
what year did he set it in?
I don't know, 01 maybe?
2001 home runs by month.
The full deal, while you'll look that up for Mancini, Houston gets Trey Mancini. They get Jaden Murray, who's a right-handed pitcher. Baltimore gets Seth Johnson, right-handed pitcher, and Chase McDermott. Tampa Bay gets Jose Siri.
April, he had 11. May, 17. So that puts him at 28. June, he had another 11, which is 39. July, he had 6.
Did he? Who? Barry Bonds?
Yeah, which puts him at 45. So he had
Wow.
45 through July. Judge has 43.
Yeah, 42, 43. Yeah. Hey, by the way, just while we're talking about production, Austin Riley has
Oh my
been
gosh.
otherworldly and just broke Hank Aaron's record for most extra base hits in a single month with 29.
Wait,
by the
say
way.
that stat again.
He broke July record for extra base hits with 29.
He had 29 extra base hits in July.
You should have seen his last week. It was incredible.
I love that for him.
Me too.
Heck yeah.
So that was unbelievable to watch from Austin this year. So good. Strider was really good last time out too, just while we're talking about young guys, and Michael Harris has still continued to be real good. Michael Harris is something special. I like him a lot.
I'm gonna look up his numbers.
Love that. Just run through as a guy that's come up and has had multiple adjustments made against him to this point too.
So he's hitting 279 with 9 home runs, 30 RBI, and 11 stolen bases in 57 games. I don't think I realized he was from Georgia.
Really?
Yeah,
Come on, girl.
I love that.
So yeah, we had the Hank Aaron Invitational there on Sunday night,
Hmm.
and he had all those players in the tunnel as we were walking from our meeting out to the studio, and he was there in 2018 playing the Hank Aaron Invitational. So he was
Oh,
able
really?
he was able to sit there and go, guys, I was literally in your spot 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and here I am playing center field for the Atlanta Braves. So
I don't think I realized he was drafted in 2019 out of high school. He made his way up quick.
yes, ma'am.
Wow. Okay, so Trey Mancini to the Astros. Now, Maddie, tell us how you feel about all the deals that the Yankees have made. They got Frankie Montas right before we started taping here. They've made a few moves today. They got Frankie Montas and Lou Trevino from the A's. I know you guys gave up Chuck. That was kind of the one name I was super familiar with. How do Yankees fans feel about that? And do you feel like the Yankees are still in it at all for Soto, or are y'all out of that?
No. Soto definitely out. They got Benintendi, so I think they've moved on from Soto. Overall, I mean, I'm happy. I can't complain. I would prefer to do everything they can to win now. When they're having a good season. So let's go all in.
Is this
And
all in? Are these moves all in to you?
yeah, I mean, I think that they've made the biggest moves of any team thus far in this deadline. Would you have loved a Castillo and would you have loved a Soto? Sure, but at the same time, I don't want them to just be forced into moves when they have to pay a luxury to all the other teams just because they're named the New York Yankees. So if the other teams demand too much, I'm okay with them figuring out alternatives that they trust. Pause real quick. Our next segment is brought to you by the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. It's the Yankees AAA affiliate, and they only play 2 hours from Yankee Stadium. So now is the time. You can take a trip to check out the Baby Bombers in action at PNC Field. They've got lots of great stuff happening at the park, an awesome fireworks show every Friday, drink deals on Tuesdays and Thursdays, even Wagon Wednesdays where you can bring your dog to a game, and so much more. It's a great experience for all ages, young and old. Get your single game tickets at swbrailriders.com. In addition to that, make sure to hit up their team store. We know that the minor league merch is something to check out, and you have to do that now. So go to railriders.milbstore.com. Last but not least, make sure to follow them on their social. This is where you can keep up to date with the Yankees that are going to be in AAA, like Anthony Volpe, hopefully soon. Otherwise, take a look at the guys like Peraza that are down there now and can be seeing some major league action soon. It's at SWB Rail Riders across all social media. So see the Yankees' hottest prospects make their way up to the big leagues and get your tickets today, again, by going to swbrailriders.com. Let's get back to the show. Talking Yanks tweeted, the Yankees finally have their number 2 starter in the playoffs. And reading that, I was like, do I want Frankie Montas as the number 2 starter in an ALCS? I'm not super sure about that.
Does he have a bad year or something? Because he's disgusting.
No, but I know win-loss records don't matter. But this poor guy in Oakland, he has a 3.18 ERA in 19 games, and he's 4-9 with the 3.18.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like the 3.18. Like the numbers are there. I don't know. Maybe I'm acting spoiled, or it's because I'm watching the Jeter doc. Reading when I've seen the Yankees face Frankie Montas in seasons past, not necessarily scared going into those games. So
Right. He's also going to come into the Yankees system.
yeah, that's
Matt Blake's going to get a hold of Frankie Montas and turn him into Frankie Montas Senior. And I think you're going to see a different Frankie Montas in the second half, and you're going to be like, wow, that's a great move. Because
I do like that.
There's a lot of people that were wanted him. So he was a coveted get. So you should be like, okay, who else? What besides Castillo, what else is left? He was the best thing out there for sure.
No, I think that that Frankie Montas was the next on the board.
Yeah.
I think that I guess I was very happy with the trade, but then reading number 2 playoff starter
gave you a bit of a punch in the mouth. But then you go, where do you go after that? Tayon?
Yeah. There are teams that have a 1-2 punch. And yeah, I don't think it's available at the moment, but I wish they had a better 2 punch.
Right. We've got Max Fried, Kyle Wright, Charlie Morton, Ian Anderson, Spencer Strider. The Braves did acquire a Harry Adrianza from the Nationals in a little bit of a move and DFA'd Robinson Cano. So the Robinson Cano era in Braves country is
Did he
over.
do anything?
He got a base hit, a couple of hits. What was the next one? Now we got to talk about
Well, wait. So the return for Frankie Montas was left-handed Ken Waldichuk, J.P. Sears, right-hander Luis Medina, and second baseman Cooper Bowman. I know that Waldichuk is the main piece there, Maddie. 116 strikeouts and 76 in the third innings pitched. But any of those other guys of note to you as a Yankees fan?
I am content and happy that we're not prospect hugging. We're getting rid of guys. Like Peter said, Frankie Montas was probably the second starter out there this trade window. And we were able to get him without giving up any of the top 3 prospects, which are who I'm most concerned about protecting. If we're going to prospect hug, let's hug them. Waldichuk and Medina are sad to lose because they've been names that have sat at the top of the Yankees prospect rankings for a couple of years. But at the end of the day, I would rather not be prospect hugging in this season. And I don't mind seeing any of those guys go.
Waldichuk was the Yankees' number 5 prospect. Medina was number 10. Sears number 20. Bowman number 21. And earlier they had traded their number 7 prospect, Hayden Wisniewski, to the Cubs. Who'd they get back in that deal? That was the reliever that you were talking about.
Efros. He's pretty nasty. Like he's a little like sidearm, real nasty 2-seam run inside and a big sweeping slider as well. We can throw a change up. I think he's trying to learn how to elevate, but again, get in the Yankee system, get in the Mac Blake lab and see what happens and see how they can make him as effective as possible. But they'll figure out something with him. I'm
assuming he was a setup guy with the Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mark Feinsand summarized it perfectly for the Yankees. He said, so the Yankees have added Andrew Benintendi, Frankie Montas, Lou Trevino, and Scott Efros, addressing their needs in the outfield rotation and bullpen. They could still trade Joey Gallo prior to the deadline as well. It appears Brian Cashman has addressed all the major needs. Is Joey Gallo a Yankee when this episode's released, Maddie?
He'll be either DFA'd or on another team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, for sure.
All right, guys. So that was the opener that we just kind of dove right into. More trades are going to be happening, obviously, tonight, probably right when we get off this call. Juan Soto is going to get traded.
Jumping straight back on if it does. That happens within 5 minutes. I'm in.
Okay, so that was our opener. 2 of our top prospects of the week that we for sure want to talk about. One is James Outman, who had an incredible MLB debut versus the Rockies on July 31st. Look at this shirt. It's from 1981, and it's like all of the retro
That's
logos.
Cool. That's cool. So he did it against you guys? His family was there?
Yeah, I was off yesterday, which is when it happened. I worked.
Okay.
But he went 3 for 4 with a double, a home run, 3 RBI. He had a 2-run home run in his first ever major league at bat. he was called up because they traded a guy who we talked a ton about last year in Zach McKinstry. Zach McKinstry went to the Cubs.
So he's going to go straight to the big leagues and play every day, right?
James Outman,
No, McKinstry.
probably.
Yeah.
But McKinstry was playing for the, I mean, at least he was playing in this
Yeah.
last series.
He did go for Chris Martin. You're right.
Yeah, who we're familiar with. So Chris Martin is now in, and this happened while they were playing this. So Chris Martin is now in the Dodgers bullpen. Zach McKinstry is now a Cub. James Outman was called up, who's a guy who has been discussed in some of these trade rumors for Juan Soto, which could be very interesting, especially after this debut. But yeah, homered in his first MLB at bat, 3 for 4, double home run, 3 RBI. He's the Dodgers' number 17 overall prospect.
They just keep doing it, huh? They just keep bringing these dudes up, and just guys just keep balling.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. They're so good, man. When I'm like starting to, I keep book of games, as you probably do. You start writing down that lineup. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, that lineup. So they're so good.
Yeah,
they're so good. Except we got to Kershaw somehow. Anyway, yeah, so James Outman, really big debut for him. We'll be very interested if the Dodgers are still in the Soto sweepstakes, if he's included in this, if a game like this can do anything. So congratulations to James Outman on his historic debut. First Dodger since Mike Piazza to get 3 or more hits in his debut. Another prospect that we for sure want to talk about is Sonny DiChiara, who was the absolute unit for Auburn this past year. Was kind of surprised to see that he started in Double-A, like really cool for him. But he was the Angels' 5th round selection this year. He debuted this past weekend on the 30th, which was Saturday, for our guys, the Rocket City Trash Pandas. He reached base in all 5 plate appearances. He went 2 for 2 with a double, 2 RBI, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch. He's a first baseman, DH type of guy. This guy is a unit, like I said. He's a big dude. But you look at what he did this past season at Auburn. He took so many headlines. He hit 383 on the season with 22 home runs and 59 RBI. 22 home runs is an impressive Major League Baseball season, and they play like a third of the games in college. He led the SEC, the best baseball conference in the world, and average slugging and on base percentage. He was,
Major League Baseball is better than SEC.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at college conference.
Okay.
Yeah. No, duh.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not even like a biased opinion. That's
Which
like
teams are supposed to be moving to the SEC this year? Did I hear that isn't Tennessee supposed to be coming to the SEC?
Texas and OU, right?
Is Tennessee in the SEC?
Tennessee's in the SEC, but they're in the SEC East, which doesn't mean anything. But yeah, they're in the SEC. I believe it's Texas and OU who's supposed to come over in the next couple of years.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a disgusting conference. But he won SEC Co-Player of the Year, first team All-American. They made it to the College World Series and then started the season in Double-A, reached in all 5 plate appearances. So this is a guy like once like the baseball world gets a hold of him, he's gonna be like a cult figure. People are gonna freaking love this dude. Let me see how much he weighs. What's his body type? I mean, I know
shape is muy importante.
He's 6'1" and 263 pounds. I don't feel like that's very big.
Excuse me?
Is 263 pounds not a lot?
6'1",
Is that a lot?
6'1", 260? Yeah.
I don't know how to gauge men's weight.
Okay. Well, your husband is probably what? How tall is your husband?
6'2".
He would probably weigh 180 pounds.
No, I think he weighs like 195 or 200 or something.
Okay.
But he's been putting on a lot of muscle. You'd be proud. Maddie, is there anybody else on this list that we should mention?
Aussie slang.
One last pause. Our next segment is brought to you by the Hudson Valley Renegades, which is the High A affiliate of the New York Yankees. And guess what? The number 39 prospect in all of baseball, outfielder Jason Dominguez, is at the Renegades. He's recently got promoted in the past week, I believe, and he is the Yankees' 3rd ranked prospect, and he is playing his games in Hudson Valley now. So make sure to join the Renegades for their upcoming series. Get your tickets at 845-838-0094 or visit hvrenegades.com. Here's the deal, everybody. You're going to not want to miss this. It's buy one, get one lower box tickets. You know the drill. The rest of the season with the code JOMBOY. Now, again, like the Rail Riders, you're going to want to follow these guys on social media in order to keep up with Jason Dominguez and all of the other prospects that are playing in high A for the Yankees right now. Their handles, Instagram, Twitter, at HV Renegades. Follow them to stay up to date with all the Yankees prospects as they make their way through the system. And again, make sure to visit hvrenegades.com. Buy one, get one lower box ticket the rest of the season with the code JOMBOY. Go check out The Martian.
I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna do the first one that's gonna be for the air, and the next one's not for. Give it a bash.
Give it a try.
Yeah, you're right. You guessed one.
I win!
You did. That's the first one. It's pretty easy. The next one is probably. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. This is a little explicit, but we'll go ahead and say it. Give the ferret a run.
Give it a try.
That doesn't seem super explicit.
Right. Until you make it. Until you make it so.
What is it?
Give the ferret a run.
Can I guess what ferret means?
Yes.
Does ferret mean dick?
Yes, trouser ferret.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give the ferret a run is
No, wrong. It's of course. Bing, 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 bing. So to have and in brackets ferret / and trouser ferret are lasting euphemisms for the penis.
Oh my gosh.
This
Sorry,
show,
Casey.
this needs to become my pinned tweet.
Oh.
We've gone from your definition of a chode to give the ferret a run.
What's happening?
I don't know, but guess what?
I'm sorry, Mom.
We did it, guys. We did it.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Got a Chris Bryant autographed baseball this week. Can't see it.
I got a travel microphone for when we go on the road next week.
So
I'm
we
gonna be
just
on the road.
we had something called Charity Night, which is like a really cool event that the Rockies put on every year. And you can pay $250 and you get 4 autographed baseballs, 2 current
Wow.
players, 2 former. You
That's
get
great.
a piece of a game used jersey from either Charlie Blackmon or Connor Joe. You get 2 tickets to 2022. You get like a hat, like a bunch of like stocking stuffers, but the 4 baseballs are cool. So that's $250, and then there's a $750 package where you get an authenticated autographed jersey by any current player of your choice. And I bought the $250 package because I'm not rich and can't afford the $750 package. And I got a Chris Bryant baseball in mine, and the Chris Bryant baseballs sell for $300.
You made money.
Yeah. So I got Chris Bryant, I got Ramel Tapia, I got Ryan Rollison and Dom Nunez. But the Chris Bryant one was a good one.
I understand it's for charity, but imagine if you could just walk into the clubhouse and go, "Hey, Chris, you sign this for me, please."
Yeah, but it was like a AT&T our network like presents the event, so I thought that it would be nice of me to. I hosted
wonderful.
it. Anyway, thank you
Awesome.
guys so much for watching and listening. We love you guys. Let's go Juan Soto.
Let's go, everyone. I
Congratulations.
want everybody good to get traded out of bad teams onto good teams, and let's just have a free for all. I mean, every team that's within striking distance should try and get better right now, please. And let's make it fun for everyone in the second half.
Hey, buckle up, folks. We got 24 hours left.
Yeah, we do.
It's about to get wild. We
Strap
love
in
you
or strap
guys.
on, whatever you like.
Farm on, farm often. We will see you next Wednesday.
Let us on the men, Jay.